Alright guys, welcome to today's workout recap and welcome back to the channel. So as you can see, we've got the strongman yoke sitting up here with just the barbell, and we've got just a pair of 10s and a pair of 15 kilos here on the floor. And for demonstration purposes, we're just going to simply use the broom handle because I've got nothing left. So today's work, as you can see by the title of the video, it is shoulders. We're just hitting our shoulders, our delt or deltoids, and we're doing 2 movements only. That's it. Simple, straightforward strength. Let's call it slash strength endurance a little bit towards the end. And the first movement is going to simply be a standing overhead press. We're going to try and do it as strict as possible. We may use a little bit of a dip, but we're going to try and get the press. There's no squat and a full press to lock out like a jerk motion. We're going to try and do a stricter press, but as we get a bit heavier, we will use a little bit of a dip just to get it going. So first movement is that there. Second movement, we're going to use the dumbbells. We're going to do some lateral raises, and that's just like, effectively, it's like a bit of a burnout on the shoulder at the end. So 2 simple, straightforward moves, not a lot. Let's have a look. I haven't really burnt much calories, so like there you go, 30 minutes and 300 calories still. Heart rate does spike up and down, and that's simply due to going under load and coming off and just trying to breathe again. So we started with the empty barbell, then we simply added a 5, then a 10, then 15, then 20, and so on, and worked our way up. We started with 10 reps, we simply dropped to 8, to 6, and then when we got down to sets of 5, that's when we then stayed at sets of 5, and we just simply increased weight till we found that set of 5 that was a challenge. Then we dropped to triplets, a set of 3, then we went to a set of 2, and then I just went for 1 single at what is my body weight, which is around 90 kilos. And I did end up putting on the weight belt just to simply protect my back, because I could feel that I was getting a little bit too loose through here. And just I did a single at 90 kilos for me in a standing overhead press. So what does that mean? Well, when the bar comes off, the bar's in this position. Now, I am not the greatest as far as a front rack, so I'm not able to do what you see a lot of weightlifters do, which is actually sit the bar here on the shoulders and have the hands right the way back. It actually hurts my wrists. There's a lot of mobility to do with wrist, elbow, but also more through my lats. That's where I'm actually quite tight. So what you would do is you would come out, you would sit the bar here, and your elbows will be forward, and that would allow you to simply press the bar into an upward motion. For me, what I have to do is my bar is sitting out here, so I'm basically engaged from the minute that I have the bar. And what we're simply doing, I've gone into a split stance, so 1 foot slightly forward of the other, and I'm just simply sitting back onto the back foot, and then I'm just trying to press the bar to lock out and bringing it back down. We're not punching it, we're trying to strict press it as much as we can, lock the shoulders out, so that I'm trying to lock out back through here, push the chest forward. You've got a bit of a natural curve, but don't try to over accentuate the curve, which is why, as you can see, as soon as I step back, it brings us back in line a bit. So that back foot back simply lets me come to here, and it's a press and back down. And again, as I said, I started a set of 10 at the barbell, then added a 5, then added a 10, then 15, and slowly worked my way up to 60 kilos is where I got to the set of 6, and then 70 kilos is where I got to the set of 5. Then I did a couple of 70, a couple of 80, and I ended up getting a triplet at 80, but then before having to put the belt on for the second triplet, and then I tried a single at 90, just not so confident in that today, but still I managed to get it done. From there, we simply get rid of the barbell. We're coming into our dumbbells. As I said, we got the pair on the floor, and we're simply just going to go to an exhaustion set. So we're going to do sets of 20 and sets of 30. Now, you do this with a lighter weight, and again, we're trying to avoid any hip swing to get these dumbbells up. So yes, the dumbbell, ideally we're trying to raise to the side, but what will naturally happen as you fatigue, you'll find you'll start to raise it a little bit to the front, almost like on a 45 degree, but as best as possible, try and keep the dumbbells out here to the side. Slightly soft elbow for me. So again, I'm simply going from here, 1, 2, 3. So we started off with the 10s. We did a set of 30, get a nice flush, took our time, had a minute rest, come back, did another set of 30 on those. That's when I started to feel it. I know I'm ready. I'm going to go to a heavier set. and I'm then going to decrease the reps down to sets of 20. So I've got a set of 20 out with the 15s, put them down, and then the final set was like a drop set. So aim for 15 to 20 with the 15, so I managed to get to 20, drop them down, pick the 10s up, and then try and get a second set of 15 to 20 out with the 10s. And then from there, if you've got a band or even a set of 5s, you could just try and go off just with a finisher set with the set of 5s. Now, doing this without a barbell, you could probably do these with dumbbells. So you can do standing dumbbell presses. You could also do it with kettlebell, keeping in mind that your kettlebell is going to be starting here in the rack position. So as you're going to press and rotate out through, rather than having the kettlebell sitting on here, because your hands are already up a bit higher. I want the press to start from here. Now that may mean that you go with a significantly lighter weight to get the press motion. And given it is kettlebells and you are literally rotating up and through, you may well want to come into a bit of a dip and press and stand and lock yourself out. You could also do this with your sandbag or your ruck. Again, just brace through here. If it's only 20 kilos, 25 kilos, it's like the bar, then it's not going to be super heavy. But if that's the case, then I just want you to go nice, slow and steady. So from here, have the bag in the rack position. So I've got through my handles that are across the bag. I'm sitting here, and again, it is a bit bigger. So just watch the chin, just bring it forward, press, hold, lock out, and bring them back down nice and slow. So 3 to 4 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. And just slow the tempo down. It will feel like you've got 40, 50 kilos or whatever it is on the bar, but therefore do the same thing too. Now, if I don't have the sandbag and I'm doing my ruck, then I want you to take the ruck. If it's a good quality ruck, it'll have a handle at the top and a handle at the bottom. Turn it to the side and use it lengthways rather than holding the ruck on the side here and then pressing up and over. You could also do this, just think about it, with a plate. You might have a plate and therefore your plate's going to be like a big pizza. It's sitting here, you're pressing it up and you're bringing it back down. Just watch as you come back down that you're not going to snot yourself on the nose with the plate. That's the workout. Standing overhead press, lateral raise of the dumbbell, just a shoulder strength base / strength endurance workout today. That's it. Time to go have some lunch. Please like, please subscribe, please tell a friend. Any comments, any questions, comment below, and I'll get back to you as soon as this comes up and gets posted with the full workout pre and post mobility session. Cheers.